Now let's have an overview of ISO 9001. We'll of course continue, but first an overview, just a snapshot. Next, introduction. ISO 9001, the standard starts with introduction, where the adoption of the quality management system is a strategic decision. 2. Now we come to why. To improve its organization's overall performance and provide a sound basis for sustainable development initiatives. So this is a very mega view. A strategic decision means the top management must be involved. They must be willing to give the resources, and they must be willing to share with the people as to what is the progress and what are the roadblocks, if any. The potential benefits of implementing this QMS. This is again from the standard. I'm reading from the standard, the very first page. The ability to consistently provide products and services that meet customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. So this is not only customer requirements. You have to meet, you have to be legal, citizen of the country and the society. So the organization has to meet all statutory and regulatory requirements. The onus is on the organization. B, it facilitates opportunities to enhance customer satisfaction. Obviously, when you are having a customer focus, you will enhance customer satisfaction. Then another benefit is addressing risks and opportunities associated with the context and objectives. This we'll see in more details. The ability to demonstrate conformity to specified quality management system requirements. Well, any standard is prescriptive. Any standard, you have to conform to the standard. And if you want to demonstrate your ability to conform to the standard, you have to implement ISO 9001. And I have put here in red, not necessarily product standards. For product standards, there is a separate sector-wise standards. There are three basic, as I said earlier also, there are three basic approaches, tools for QMS. Process approach. Actually, it's not for only QMS. This is for all management. Every management is being done through processes. Risk-based thinking. This is applicable to all managements, whether it's marketing management, HRD management, or quality management, or production management. PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. This is a very good process, a very good tool to implement your projects and improvements and problems, etc. So these three are the essential approaches to QMS. What are the main clauses of ISO 9001 2015? There are 7 main clauses which we'll see one by one later, but let us have an overview. Clause 4, clause 1 to 3 are introductory paragraphs, which of course are good for reading. You have to read them. They are not prescriptive. They explain the process approach, etc. Clause 4, context of the organization. Clause 5 talks of leadership. Clause 6, planning. Then clause 7 is support, actually is resources and support. Clause 8 is operations management. Clause 9, performance evaluation. And clause 10 is improvement. Each main clause has many sub-clauses to break up the entire process. So can we now see leadership is also a process, in fact, overall mega process. Planning is a process. Providing supports is a process. Operation management, of course, there are many processes. Performance evaluation also is a process. Improvement is also a process. This is a sequence and interaction of all these clauses, which I am showing you at a macro level. So you see, outside the dotted block, you see context and needs of the interested parties, society, customers, etc. They are giving you have to collect the needs of these people. Then you have to establish an organization. The leadership establishes the organization. Now we come within the dotted lines. Leadership, they plan the various things. Then they provide the resources and supports. Then they carry out the operations. Operations, then they go to performance evaluation. Each of the main processes has to be evaluated for performance. And the entire thing results in improvements which are fed back to the organization, as well as you give the products and services to the customers, as you can see on the left side at the bottom of the dotted square, products and services as required by the customers. But before that, there is another one on the left side, customer requirements. You collect the customer requirements. There is a difference in needs and requirements, which you will understand as we proceed further. So this is a mega interaction. See, not only interaction, it shows that every process is interacting with each other. No process is working in isolation. They're all interacting with each other. Now, the latest version is 2015 version. There are certain few specific things in this version. One is context of the organization. This is a new thing they have introduced, and needs of the interested parties. Number two, explicit requirements for management and leadership. Earlier, the requirement for management was very vague. As a result, many of the systems were not top-led. This time they have removed that ambiguity, and they have clearly specified what are the requirements, what are the prescriptive requirements for management and leadership. They have improved the focus on roles and responsibilities of the individuals, especially in the important positions, and focus on quality objectives. Some more details of how is given quality objectives. Risk-based thinking is totally new, but it is not exactly new. It replaces preventive action. Organizational knowledge is added additional thing. Management representative is now not mandatory. Quality manual is not mandatory. And they have reorganized some clauses and sub-clauses. Focus on PDCA and process approach continues. Then they have provided certain flexibilities. Earlier there was a lot of complaint by the users that this has become very inflexible and a lot of documents were required. Too many of documents were required. So they have now said, okay, you can design your own structure of QMS. Structure. But prescriptive requirements have to be met in your own way. As I said when we were talking about generic, we have to see how this prescription applies to you. So, and how you respond to it. That is up to you to decide. Prepare your own documentation. But what documentation? It must add value to the organization. It must add value to the system. System is going to add value to the organization. So ultimately, any documentation except the mandatory requirement, which are also definitely value added. So please remember, whenever you create a document, do examine its value addition. And you can adopt and follow your own terminology. If you have some specific terminology of your own industry, you can use it and define it. Otherwise, ISO 9000 is the general terminology regarding quality terms and auditing terms, which is worldwide. So now we come to end of this module 3. What we saw here was why ISO 9001 is required and when it is required. Then 3 underlying approaches, we just touched upon them: process, risk, PDCA. We'll see now 7 clauses and the interaction, and we have seen what are the flexibilities allowed.